Hi, Bryant Bears. It is me and Charlie, and we are going to talk about the long letter I sound. So, for the last couple of weeks, we've been learning about long vowels versus short vowels. So, remember, short vowels say their sound, like apple, igloo, and then this week, we're doing I this week. So, for igloo. But we're actually going to be talking about the long I that we hear in ice cream cone. So first, let's talk about when we are going to use the long letter I. Let's see if Charlie wants to stay. Okay, so this little chart, unfortunately, it says long T in the up here. Disregard that. It's supposed to say long I. Not too sure why it got cut off. But anyways, we say the sound I when our words have these combinations. So if it has an I, then a space, then an E, we don't say and then We have to remember that I and then a magic E at the end, that word is going to say I. So the I is going to say its own name. Like in this word, bike, bike. Good job. Or this word, I'm, time. And we're not pronouncing that E at the end. We're going to call it a magic E. That means that it disappears. It's silent. Next one, ice, dice. That one could be tricky because that C actually makes an S sound. That is something we will talk about in the future. Just remember that. That word says dice, like that you use for playing games. Next one, bite, bite. And last one, drive, drive. Good job. Practice those words. Practice. Now, the next time an I says its own name is when it is in the beginning of the word. So every time we see an I, or at towards the end, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So when the I comes at the very beginning of a word or at the end of a syllable, in syllables, remember, Miss Tanya made a video about this. It's when we segment the words. So like the word apple, apple. Those are syllables when we break up the words. So here are some examples. Iron, like when you iron your clothes. Idea. Pilot, the person who drives the airplane. Silent. And the last one, ivy, which is a kind of plant. Now, you might have heard me say E instead of the Y sound. We will talk about when the Y says its name or when it makes other sounds in future videos. So, just a reminder, the story that we're going to read has a lot of I space magic E. So anytime you see a highlighted word, make sure that you guys are saying I and not eh. Something to think about. Okay, so the story we're going to read today is called, let me get rid of that. Plants take time to grow. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have a garden at my house, and when you go to the store to get seeds, the plants just don't grow overnight. So let's see how plants grow. So as you can see, I highlighted the word time, and I highlight every single word that says the sound I. So when you read along, just remember that if you see it highlighted, say the sound I. Don't say eh. Okay, good job. Let me move this a little bit up. Okay. Plants can be green, like this. Plants can be a big size. Plants can be pretty. They can grow in a lot of ways. Good job. Make sure you guys are either listening along or you guys can say the words along with me. That would be great if we could read together. As you can see, a big tall tree, a little plant, and then some flowers. It takes time to grow a plant. To make a plant grow, you should add some water, just like she's doing. Plants like to get wet. Plants need water, air, and sunlight. Good job reading. Place it, like the potted plant, place it in a fine spot with sun. Plants like the sun to shine on them. The sun will make plants rise. Rise means to go up or to get taller. Remember, the plants are growing. A pine is a plant. These are pine trees. They're really tall trees. I think that these ones are like smaller baby trees, but they're going to grow into big, tall trees. A pine can rise up to a big size. Pines can grow together in a line. They take time to grow. Good job. And our last page. A plant is a fine thing. When a plant has time, it can rise and grow big. A plant can make life good. So good job, guys. Keep remembering that when we see that magic E at the end, we're not saying eh, you just leave it alone. Remember, magic E disappears. So when we see that, when our fine I sounds, just remember that I says its name, long eyes. Great job reading, Bryant Bears. I will see you next week for our next letter video. Bye!